Hello guys, just going to do a quick audio test. Hello guys, welcome to what is a very rainy Sleep airport here in the lovely UK. It has been raining all day here in the UK and looks like it's continuing. Got some lovely rain effects on the runway. I've never seen that before because it rarely rains. Sadly there doesn't appear to be a way to get rain effect on the inside, but I'm okay with that. We're not going to see it on the windscreen basically. I don't think this thing even has windscreen wipers, so we're kind of lucky. I mean, look, seriously, does this thing actually have windscreen wipers? Because I don't see any. But it's a shame. It must be a limitation of FSX. I've looked in the display settings, and it's nothing. It's not there. So, oh well, I guess. You know, the aircraft is all pumped up to max. Scenery is pretty decent. Obviously, all this is pumped way down. Oh, maybe it's water effects. Is that what it is? Water effects? It might have a quite bad effect on the memory though, so I'll probably turn that off. No, it's not. It's not water effects. In fact, water effects seem to do nothing to do with rain. So we'll scrap that then. Okay, I guess that is that. I guess that is just how it is in the world of FSX. We'll just stick with it. Anyway, you can hear the rain, you can see it, and we can see it on the runways. Sadly, yeah, it is a little bit wet out there. Hopefully that won't impact the brakes even more, make them even worse than they already are on this thing. I'm a bit worried. It has been raining all day in the UK, sadly. Looking at the forecast, it on active sky doesn't look like that rain's going to hold up. So, however, actually, there is no forecast for this place properly. So we'll just leave that. Anyway, without further ado then, let's go ahead and get ourselves all set up. I waited to do the flight planning and the fuel for you guys. We'll set 55% on the fuel is normally not a problem. And I'll go ahead and start Skytrack now before I forget, which I will, almost certainly. There we go, lovely. We're flying to some quite small airports today. It might be a bit of a longer stream than normal. We've got a 40-mile flight and then a 56-mile flight. So going from here in Sleep down to, and Sleep is Echo Golf Charlie Victor. We are heading down to Echo Golf Charlie Bravo, which is Barton, near Manchester. It's one of Manchester's secondary airports, along with Woodford. So it'll be VFR and direct. Today, the clouds are looking quite low. So obviously, you don't want to go into clouds. I'm looking at, okay, it's not raining down in Manchester. That's kind of nice. The weather down there is a little bit better down in Manchester Barton. We'll say 3,500 for now, looking at the airport altitude. About 14 minutes I think it'll take. I'm interested, basically. It depends on how long it's going to take, really. So We'll go ahead and load in. We'll tune Echo Golf Charlie Victor traffic. Select runway for takeoff. It's put us on runway 36. I just asked it to assign what it thought was the active runway, and it just gave me this runway, so it doesn't really matter, does it? I think it is based on the wind. Go ahead and select runway 36 then, and announce takeoff departing straight out. We'll go ahead and get the battery on in here, although I think it was already on, wasn't it? I don't know. Obviously not. Is it this button here? That does nothing. Avionics, there we go, switch that on. And the plane is firing up. I press Control and E, it should just start up. Must have been something I was missing. There we go. And go and get terrain. That's clear, that's like declutter. And then we'll get terrain turned on as well. There we go. And we'll go increase the range a little bit. We'll declutter it. There we go. It's about 46 miles, I think it's, no, 40 miles to Manchester Barton. We'll go ahead and get this range pumped up to 30. Is it already on 30? Nope, it's on 20. There we go, get it pumped up to 30. We are going to be within Manchester's airspace, so we'll definitely be contacting a centre once we depart here, given the time. But anyway, it's time to give them the length of the flight. We'll go up to 3,500 feet with a vertical speed of about 400, I think. It's going to be a bit difficult managing this. Flaps 5 for takeoff. Everything's ready. I got rid of the background music. Good. There we go. Right, we can get underway now. So up to set power initial, and then initial power set. There you go. That was totally in the wrong order. And away we go. Airspeed's live. It doesn't seem to have much of an impact on FPS. This rain. We're currently getting about 50 FPS. Normally we do manage 60, to be fair. So maybe it's having a small impact. If there's a lot of AI in the area, that will also impact it. And you can see there's lots of AI. So I guess it's probably a mix of both. Right, gear up. And we're just going to head, we're pretty much taking off directly on course here. I'm positive I said depart straight out. Oh, we'll do that again. And autopilot can come in now for the climb speed. It doesn't appear as quite as cloudy as it said it was. And we'll tune Fenton approach, and they'll give us clearance. It is, as you can see, very turbulent in the area. I might stay. What's the active weather right now? Clouds, that's not true, obviously, because we're passing that now. I'll press B, actually, to reset the altimeter. There we go. As you can see there, look, we're getting very, very bumped around. It's not great, this. It's not the greatest of weather, this, for flying, but never mind. This plane's a pretty strong plane. And you can see here the clouds are starting to have an effect. We're on course at the moment, but it does worry me a little bit. We'll get nav turned on. I have to have that here. I have to get that, because without it we can't fly into clouds. I have to be able to fly IFR in these conditions, so that means following the purple line, which is, basically saying follow the GPS. We have to do that because of, well, one, the extreme turbulence, and two, the absolutely terrible visibility of the clouds. I mean, it's not too bad. They're not that high up. I'll put down our cruise to 3,000 because I don't want to go into those clouds. Good, the audio's working all fine, which is nice. Heading up to 3,000 feet now, which is pretty decent. Did I put up the gear? Yes, I did. I don't remember doing that though. So yeah, just up to 3,000 for today. You know what, 2,500, forget it. We're going even lower because I don't want to be, in fact, yeah, you can see here we're just skimming the edges of these clouds. I mean, apparently the weather might stop by the time we reach Barton, according to Active Sky. We'll have some better weather down there in Echo Golf Charlie Bravo. So hopefully that'll be nice. If the weather is what it's saying it is, we'll have some nicer weather, hopefully. Slightly higher clouds, obviously no rain, so that'd be excellent. It's a shame I can't see the rain on the windscreen. It would be great if you could do that. Sadly, you can't.
1912, that's an approach. Roger, altimeter 3015. 1912, turn right, heading 350. Turn right, heading 350, 1912.
By the way, I'm eating dried mango. Very nice. I'll put it into cruise and nav, obviously. I'll put back the power a little bit. I don't want to be any higher than this because of these clouds that aren't the nicest. You know what? 2,000 feet. I don't want to be in these clouds. It'd be a great day to do some flying, like in the 737 or something. I don't think the weather, you know, the water appears on it anyway. I mean, I'll have a look now. FSX water on screen.
Hotel India Lima. Contact powered approach on 123.
Doesn't really say anywhere. Right, we've been handed off to Hat with an approach.
123.35. Mooney Hotel.
So we'll contact them. And then after that, I will just literally go straight onto the airport's sort of info page. Altimeter's changing quite a bit. Right, nearest airport list, and then we want to select Barton. EGCB, there we go, Barton. And we are currently at a heading of 020. Oh my word, how many runways has this place got? Right, runway 2. This place has got a lot of runways. As you can see, the rain has actually, no, the rain hasn't calmed. The lag might be explained. Is that Manchester Airport? Nope, I don't think that is Manchester Airport. We've got UK 2000 scenery for there. But we are quite close to Manchester. Because obviously we're flying, there's Liverpool, look. We're flying to Manchester Barton, which is one of the smaller airfields in Manchester. I forgot to start the clock. Rip. Luckily, I took off from where I was parked, so the time that's given by Skytrack will actually be the flight time, because I don't have to taxi on the way out. It is still raining at the moment, but I don't know, according to Active Sky, it's going to drop off a bit later. I'm using a turbulence report. I'm doing a turbulence report. It's not good, this weather. There is a patch of weather. Wind. No, not wind. Precipitation, as this calls it. You can see over the whole of Wales, really, and a bit over London. It's quite a rainy day here in the UK, so and over the north actually. We've got plenty of rain, but it looks like we are actually getting out of the rain at the moment, which is okay. That's quite nice. And winds are 020 as well, so runway 2 is absolutely perfect for us. But yeah, that's what's going on there. The plane's maintaining course pretty well right now. We've got 20 miles left to our destination. So still about, 7 minutes, look. Plane's being rocked around a teeny bit. Looks like the rain has stopped, look. And we've still got 50 FPS, so it obviously wasn't the rain then. But yeah, it's not the nicest of days for flying. Oh yeah, that's why I was on Active Sky. I just remembered. That's why I was on there. I'm gonna leave a report, so you can see here. I can say moderate turbulence between 1,000 and 3,000, which is all I've been. And I was a light aircraft flying VFR. So now if someone clicks, they can see, although it doesn't actually show the full thing, but whatever. But you can see there is clearly some moderate turbulence here. Not too bad, but it's enough. Right, we should be able to see Manchester Airport. We are flying a little bit odd here through Manchester, but obviously we're not following proper VFR procedures. It's a bit of a relaxed stream, that's why I do it. Also, on Friday, I'm doing some Tower 3D Pro on stream, so something a little bit different. Yeah, we're quite close now to Barton. So there's, as you can see, that is Woodford, I think, Manchester Woodford. That's Manchester Main Airport, and then Manchester Barton. So we might see planes on approach. There's Manchester, look, with the lovely UK 2000 scenery we have installed. And we can see some AI over there. That's why it's laggy, because of how busy it is with all the AI at Manchester. However, I can't even see half of them parked up. Maybe obviously there might be a slight bug. Is the way AI decide their parking is based on the scenery. Maybe there's not enough parking places for each set airline or something. We've got a little Thomas Cook there. We've got a Virgin Atlantic. Is that a Delta? No, with a plane spotting along the way, eh? But yeah, our route's pretty simple. We're heading over to Barton right now. We're about 4 minutes out, so we don't intend to send actually, because we're cruising very low this flight because of the clouds. I'll have a look at the weather down in. I thought I'd just close something off then, but I didn't. Have a look at the weather down in Echo Golf X-Ray Zulu. Top Cliff, apparently it's called. Actually, very nice. It's only partly cloudy, so the wind's getting better as we go further north. How does that make any sense? The weather gets better when we go further north. I've been to Blackpool and it's absolutely freezing. It was in autumn, but it was freezing. How? Also, I want to see how many runways this place has. Like, there's actually a next page of runways. That's how nuts this airport is. Like, why has it got so many runways? We should sit straight ahead of us when we need it. So we're flying alongside Manchester Airport right now. We've only got 9 miles to go, so I'm surprised I can't see it already. Is that it? That looks like it, possibly. I think I can start to see it. There you go, there's a little... That's definitely an airport. Okay, we have got some seriously bad turbulence, though. Look at that. I mean, I know this is a small aircraft, so obviously it does get rocked around quite easily. Let's try it all around active style. Look, we've got no clouds, and then they just magically spawn in once you go to cockpit mode. Well, it was happening earlier. As you can see, though, still pretty rough. Right, I'll power it down now. We're just 7 miles out, so our runway is bang on ahead of us. I can't see it yet, actually. We're 7 miles. Normally, it loads in about 7 miles out. Maybe it's because it's a small airfield. It doesn't do that. I'm positive that's our airport, though. Oh, there you go. I think it just loaded in then. There's a little wag spike. Or not. Unless they're not tarmac runways, maybe. If they're grass runways or something, then they will load in. In fact, I can actually see a little strip look. Maybe that's what it is. Explains why it has so many runways. Because we're only 6 miles out, and I've got, I've got scenery density on full. But all the other settings are cranked down. But even though they're cranked down, that's what's really funny. They're cranked all the way down, and it reduces memory, which is great, and it looks exactly the same. Like, honestly, I'm positive FSX on max settings and no settings is literally the same. The only thing that matters is the scenery, like, density, like, the scenery complexity at airports. That's the only important scenery one, because that adds things like jetways and bonus little signs and things like that. Apart from that, it's completely useless, the graphic settings. You may as well just turn them all down. I'm 4 miles out. Why can't I see the runway or anything? It's seriously weird. Why can't I see it? I'm guessing that's the airport, right? But for whatever reason, even though we're only 4 miles out, it hasn't loaded in, which is quite unusual. Normally it loads in about 10 miles out in a bigger plane. There we go. I think something... Oh, that's why. It's because they're grass runways, or like dirt runways. So they were loaded in before, just not the markings. But you need the markings to see them, unlike other things. Right, flaps full. And gear down. There you go, we're ready for approach. This thing's starting to slow down. We'll have to slow this thing down quite a bit. I want to get a good slowdown on this because, as we know, this plane is pretty terrible when it comes to braking above 80 knots. Anything above that, and this thing has 0 brakes. I want to make sure that doesn't happen. There's lots of lag. It's because of all the AI at Manchester Airport loading in constantly. It's not nice. Because obviously normally on these VFR streams they don't tend to fly by any big airports. Because it's the AI that lags out this game a lot because I've got the processor. Oh dear. My headphones were on a bit uncomfortably, so I'm trying to sort that out at the same time as landing. Right, there we go. It's been like 17 minutes in the air, not bad. The next flight's going to be longer though. It's always nice to do a little bit of VFR flying, yeah, because you can see, I'm not sure, I can't see all the runways that were mentioned. Everything's loaded in super late at this airport. What's going on? It doesn't normally load in this late. So why are there so many signs? Because of all the runways, there's like loads of signs. And yet you can't really see the runways at all. And as you can see, I'm pressing the brakes and... just, I landed at a very low speed on a fairly decent length runway. This thing just has no brakes. It's useless.
Golf Charlie Bravo, traffic, Mooney, Golf Charlie Hotel, India, Lima is clear of the runway.
Right, off we go then. I would like to know why this thing's brakes are so bad though. I don't see all the runways that it says about, you know. Actually, maybe I do now. There's only like 3 or 4 though. It's a bit of a weird laid out airport this. I imagine maybe we could have done with some scenery for it or something, but there's like loads of runways that sort of don't exist. If you see what I mean. Like there's a sign there for a runway, look. Runway 32. Where? Oh, that's 32. You can see what I mean. And what's 09 right? I think there's like loads of weird runway arrangements here. And then they've got this sort of weird apron area that isn't really an apron area. It's quite odd. Well, I'll just park it here. Maybe I could have got some scenery for this place, but oh well. Right, I've got my headphones on comfortably now, I think. Nice it stopped raining though. We only had a little bit of rain. Although the rain will probably catch up with us, so I'll make sure we get off before that happens. Yeah, 41 miles we flew. The next flight's going to be about 56 miles planned, so we'll go ahead and do that now. We're going to take off on runway... What runway is that? 9 left? Is that 9 left? Are we currently facing 090? No, we're facing 26. So it's runway 27 then, basically. It is 27 right, the runway, that one, I think. There's no markings, but I'm pretty sure it's 27 right. Cool. So what we want to do now is go to Flight Planner and EGCB Barton to Echo Golf X-Ray Zulu EGXZ Topcliffe Airbase. Going VFR. It's going to be at an altitude of about 3,000 feet again. It's not too high up. We have got a few mountains in the way. What is it, the Peak District, I think it's called, but it doesn't look too high, so the weather doesn't look too bad either. So we'll initially plan for 3,000, we'll see what happens later. It's about 56 miles or 57 miles, okay. And 20 minutes flight time, so it'll be quite a long flight by the time we're done, because that'll go up a little bit. But there we go. It's probably the longest flight I've done in quite a while on these VFR streams, but there we go. That is it. What on earth is that? Can someone explain? There's a fire extinguisher. I don't know why the texture's so bad. To tell you guys a funny fact, I mean, just look. Global texture resolution. Max. Scenery complexity. Extremely dense. And obviously this is for terrain, look. This is why I've got this all put down, look. Terrain. And you can't tell that. The terrain looks the same. But scenery objects is quite important. This is waxed up to max, but apart from that, nothing's really important. But there we go. We're on the ground here. Let's go ahead and get ourselves... I'll get this plugged in. EGXZ, was it? Yeah. There we go. 57 miles, as confirmed by the overlay. Great, that is it then. So we'll go ahead and announce taxi. Start the next flight.
Golf Charlie Hotel India Lima is taxiing to runway 27 right.
Actually, it's 27 left, ain't it? No, who cares? It really doesn't matter at this point. Right, up to 3,000 feet we'll plan at the moment. I don't really know. What's the weather active at the moment? Because that will tell me better. About 2,500 feet is the current active weather. Okay. It's 12 degrees. Not bad for the UK. Not bad at all, really. I mean, yeah, 27. I did say 27 right. Cool. And I'll set flaps to the sort of take-off position. Start the clock this time, and away in the air we go. can't even see the runway. Oh, I've drifted off it now. There's no lights or markings or anything. Weird. How are you supposed to stay on that runway if you can't see it? Gear up. I bet you can see it in real life, but it's probably just an FSX thing. We'll let this thing gain speed while we climb out. And we want to contact Manchester Approach and request flight following. And we'll go ahead and get nav and autopilot in now. Definitely going to have to use nav here, it's easier. Why is our speed brake count?
Radar contact 2 miles north of Echo Golf Charlie Bravo 600, altimeter 2988.
There we go. We've disarmed the speed brakes, that made absolutely no difference, but whatever. Altimeter is 2988, that's already set, cool. And we'll follow these various centres now for a little bit. It looks like we can go up to 3,000 with the improved weather, basically. Passing 1,000 feet now. And yeah, we'll just sit here, gain some speed, and hope it all goes well, really. And the terrain, the turbulence is still pretty bad. I don't think there's a weather radar on these things, unfortunately, but that's that, I guess. It's a very basic plane, what would you expect? But yeah, we're climbing very slowly, obviously that's how it is in this plane. The clouds have lifted a decent bit. We have got some raised terrain up here, but it doesn't look anything above 3,000, so we should be okay, hopefully. Yeah, not bad. And my overlay, I think, is about 20 minutes, and obviously we are going direct, so my overlay is actually accurate. So it's probably about a 25-minute flight by the time we're done, so not bad. Add to the flying club hours I got on Fly UK, I got quite a few hours on there now. They don't count towards my pilot hours, but there's quite a few. I really enjoy doing these streams weekly though, like they are something a little bit different. In terms of doing stuff differently, I can't wait to do. On Friday, I'm going to do 2 hours controlling at Munich Airport on Tower 3D Pro. Obviously, not on that sim. What to expect? I wouldn't mind becoming a controller, but it's not really for me quite yet. There's quite a few people who are quite silly on that sim, and it is a bit. You know, it's quite funny listening to them as a pilot, but as an ATC, I'm going to get used to them every day. You know, or every time you controlled, I imagine that being a little bit of a nuisance. So I'm not really into that sort of thing. Also, you know, I'm still learning how to manage ATC as a pilot. So, but yeah, I mean, if I was to become an ATC, it'd definitely be for VATS in the UK. Obviously, the UK has some lovely aerodromes about the place, but I'd love to control that. Yeah. Right, it is actually getting quite cloudy here. Are we flying into the clouds, or is there just one cloud? I think there's just one cloud. So I'll continue up to 3,000 for now, but if it gets bad, I will have to change my opinion of that. It's quite quiet here on Manchester Approach, despite, you know, normally Manchester Approach is fairly busy because it handles, obviously, departures and arrivals out of Manchester. Obviously, that's not the case here. Clouds aren't too bad. We'll go ahead and limit it to 2,500 go on. Because anything above that, I think we are going to have some problems. What's the active weather? Yeah, 2,000 feet apparently is the active weather, so it is needed to stay more this altitude rather than the other altitude that we were at before, because it is, you know, 3,000 is a little bit too high because we'd be in those other clouds then. Right now we're only in a few clouds. It's not too bad. I might consider it a drop. I don't want to drop it down to 2,000 though. We're entering Leeds Approach now.
123.75 Mooney Hotel in Lima.
And we'll get a new altimeter code from them possibly.
Approach Mooney Golf Charlie Hotel in Lima with you 2,500.
No, 2988 still.
Approach Roger. Altimeter 2988.
Again, normally wouldn't have much, you know, much sort of conversation with ATC, but it's because of the fact that it's a long flight. If it's under 30 miles, I can just contact the next airport straight away. But because this flight is way more than 30 miles, but the limit is about 35 miles. Anything above that, I really should be contacting a approach or any kind of ATC or whatever. Right, down to 2,000. This has got bad. These clouds. I don't want to be flying clouds. We're not really supposed to be flying clouds. And, you know, it's not as nice scenery either, so yeah, we've got some low cloud today, isn't it? I mean, I always said when we fly within the UK with VFR, I was a little bit about it because of the whole, well, yeah, there tends to be quite low cloud in the UK, it's how the weather is. And obviously, we've been lucky the first 2 weeks. But now on week 3, yeah, we have had slightly worse weather. The weather in the UK over the past few weeks has been absolutely lush. Oh, look who's back. The rain's back. There we go. Even though apparently the weather down in Echo Golf X-Ray Zulu is absolutely wonderful down in Topcliffe. The weather is excellent. Just partly cloudy, not even cloudy. So that, you know, I do find that quite hard to believe, but there we go. We are still 38 miles away though. I can just see through these clouds. Obviously, I am lucky the fact that these things have IFR capabilities as far as being able to fly an altitude and follow a nav. The fact that they can follow a nav does help me. I mean, obviously, my terrain guidance isn't great. This thing hasn't got a proper terrain radar or anything, but it has got a GPS, which is better than nothing. Shame the rain returned, though. Wouldn't be nice to stay without that. We are getting chucked around a little bit now as well. Oh well, that's how it is. Oh dear, this cloud is thick. Literally, I mean, imagine you're flying into an airport around here. I don't think there is an airport around these hills, but if you were flying into it, wow, you'd be in for some problems with minimums. I was actually watching, you know, flights in bests. I mean, I'd love it if they could get YouTube clips on there. They don't, though. They only get Twitch clips, but because otherwise my channel could be featured there. It'd be lovely, but just saying, it's absolutely crazy. Like, this one flight simmer, I can't remember who it was actually flying into an airport. I don't know which airport, but past minimums, and it was still cloudy and foggy when he touched down. Couldn't see anything. I mean, like, that's mad. And I thought he totally ignored minimums. It's quite funny. Look at the comment section. People were like, you know, typical flight sim streamer just wants to get there. You know, I'm not that kind of flight sim streamer though. Obviously, if I pass minimums and I can't see the runway, then I'm going around. I'm not landing anyway. And if you know, and normally you try a second time and then you divert after trying a second time. It's generally how it works. Looks quite nice out there. There we go, we've just come out of the clouds. Looks a little bit better. Rain seems to have calmed down a little bit, but it's still there. Hasn't totally gone. That's interesting. And we've got like 29 miles left. Okay, with 29 miles left, I can go ahead and contact Top Cliff. And they have a tower. Okay, nice. And we'll request full stop landing.
Tower, Moon 8 Golf Charlie Hotel, India, Lima, 2 miles southwest to land.
We have been given runway 03 and we're currently, yeah, that's perfect.
Altimeter 298 deep. Fly straight in, runway 3.
Wow, this, yeah, this cloud is not nice. Can barely see. We can't really climb above it, so just have to stick with it, I guess. It's the first time I've not been able to see anything in the cockpit of one of these VFR planes, and it looks weird. Clouds aren't too bad though, we're all emerging from them, just having to stick with autopilot really. Whoa. Look at that, that is some serious cloud right now that we are in. I can't really go any lower because there's terrain. But yeah, there's not the nicest of weather today. Let's just say that. Not great. Welcome to the UK. Weather, terrible. Well, that's really what it is, I think. You know? Had nice weather for a few weeks and then, yeah. Back to normal. Back as expected, really. That's all I can say. That's basically how it works, isn't it? We've got 23 miles to go yet. It's still a little bit of a way. Weather's not good. Look at it. Outside, just pure cloud. We've flown about 37 miles. We've got, yeah, 21 left, so still a little bit of a way to go. Looks like the clouds are finally clearing. The rain has not stopped, despite the fact that apparently the weather is lovely down in Top Cliff. Who knows? But, you know... Oh, has the rain stopped? Oh, the rain just stopped suddenly and the cloud just went suddenly. There we go. Makes perfect sense. Not. Makes zero sense, honestly. Never mind. I mean, it's not like we're in a cartoon or anything. Although, it, you know, FSX sort of makes it feel like that sometimes. I can't wait for the new Microsoft Flight Sim now, though. I've looked at the new planes they're introducing. They've given like a a teaser sort of video of what the IFR systems are going to be like and the ATC is going to be like. it is really good quality. It's not like the same terribleness that you will find with the default planes in this. It's absolutely amazing. I can't wait for it to come out now. You know, now I found out more about the game, realised about the problems with FSX, I'm coming round to it a bit more. I was a little bit like, nah. I mean, now, I mean, even if we can't get VATSIM, the ATC that comes with it is so good. You know, it comes with citizen stars built in and things. It doesn't really matter quite as much. Obviously, I'll still fly VATSIM if they get VATSIM integration. I'm not silly. I'd love to, you know, a real controller is way better than an AI controller anyway. No matter how good the AI controller is, but it's really cool. Getting bumped around a lot here. 16 miles left now. So we should start seeing the airport in about 10 miles time. We should have a tarmac runway if we've got ATC and things. Normally an airport with a tower is a fairly decent sized airport. We've got an airport up here. We should see Leeds Bradford over there. I think we've flown a bit past it now. And then that's Echo Golf X-Ray Delta there. And then just ahead of that, that's our airport there, look. That's it. Or maybe not. That doesn't look like it has a runway 3 to me. Or maybe that's it there, that's runway 3. Well, actually, I can take control of the plane's nav now, because the conditions have got a little bit more stable. It's still very windy, but the conditions have stabilised just a teeny bit. So I'll get myself lined up for runway 3. We haven't been given landing clearance, we're still 12 miles out. I don't exactly know where the ATC gives landing clearance. It's about maybe 8 miles out or something. And then, yeah, it's been a pretty interesting flight this. The weather's not the greatest for VFR flying, not going to lie. However, the weather's cleared up a lot for this final landing, which is always excellent. Always nice. We'll get down to 1,000 feet now with a sort of minimal vertical speed drop. And that'll help us a little bit. Hopefully I can get stopped on this runway properly. We have got a tarmac runway now, which is just a little bit more decent. It's a little bit more handy. There you go, we've been cleared to land at 10 miles out. Okay, that's the right number, I guess. I need to wait till I can see the runway. Is that it there? That's it there.
Cleared to land, runway 3, Mooney Hotel, India, Lima.
Two airports very close together here. We're sitting pretty well for approach here. We're 9 miles out still. Burnt a fair amount of fuel. £38. Still not that much though, is it? I mean, like, how many litres is that? I know you can't convert pounds into litres, obviously, but can I convert, like, it's probably avgas pounds to litres. Because obviously you can do that with individual. Some websites do it, but no, whatever. Anyway, right, we're not quite level with the runway. Imagine this. Do they not get confused? Like, this airport here and this airport here are literally right next to each other. Like, how do they know I'm not landing on that airport? I mean, I contacted their tower, but it must be a little bit confusing. Maybe they're like covered by one tower. Actually, no, they couldn't be covered by one. Well, in real life, maybe they could be. Not in the game. Well, I don't think they are though. I think I see a separate tower, look. However, you know, the game could be wrong. FSX is often wrong. You need scenery for every single airport on the planet because of the fact of how out of date this, you know, it is. Right, we're 5 miles out. Getting ourselves lined up. Go ahead and slow right down. Introduce a little bit more vertical speed now. Drop the gear, flaps full. This thing's going to moan at us about the gear not being down properly. There we go. It's down fully now. Let this thing slow itself down. And I'll go ahead and take control of the autopilot. And we are on a 4-mile final. Excellent. Whoa, massive lag spike. There's still quite a few AI in the area, but not a full page anymore. Hopefully we're going to have a nice slow landing this time. Oh my word, this weather conditions today are not the greatest. I'm holding the yoke and like in one position it's just going wee, wee, wee all over the place. It's absolutely nuts, this plane, with the turbulence. I'm going to go for a very slow landing this time, because you can see the stall speed on this thing isn't like, it's like 60 knots. So obviously this thing can land at about 70, 65 knots even. I mean, does it have a... It might have a little help. Right, do we have a landing kind of speed thing? Doesn't really say anything about speed. Oh well. We are actually dropping altitude a little bit here. We're a little bit too low for 2 miles out. That's better, we've caught it up now. We're lined up with the runway, so we'll go ahead and start descending this plane. These planes, I do forget how slow they are. Like when you're in a plane, like a big jet, like an A320, you can sort of see when you're 4 miles out, you're like, oh, I'm really close to landing. In this plane, I think that I'm 4 miles out, and then 3 minutes later, I'm still just sitting here like, I'm not on the ground yet, I'm not on the ground yet. Like, it's weird, these planes. Because they're so slow, obviously. Normally you'd approach it about 140 knots, 160 knots in an A320 or a 737. This thing's half that, almost. Let's go for a good landing. Nice, slow, good landing. It's a very long runway, so it shouldn't really matter, but just for the sake of, like, me being a good pilot, I'd like a good landing. We're a bit off the centre line, but never mind. Minus 113. And, as you can see, 60 knots. So this thing's brakes actually work. See, when you land at 60 knots, this thing's brakes work. Unlike when you land at, 0 knot, at 80 knots. Stop the clock, 24 minutes.
122.1 Mooney Hotel, India, Lima.
This thing's got 2 runways, but no stands. It's hilarious how some of these small airports work. Anyway, power off the engine. Hello and welcome, everybody, to Topcliffe Airport, Airbase actually, I think it is, Topcliffe Airbase, which is our final destination today. Honestly, the weather today has been absolutely horrible. Anyway, I mean, it's not too bad, is it? We're still all right at the end of it. Go ahead and get the altitude panel back, and we can get rid of ATC, and we can get rid of, Fly UK Skytrack. Great. Right. And off. And off for the batteries as well. Hello, Malcolm. Everybody. to the lovely airport of Topcliffe Air Base. Man, that's extra quality in there when you're not in cockpit view is shocking. Oh, you can see him moving the yoke, look. It doesn't move quite as much as it does on the inside, though. Look, inside, it turns all the way. Outside, it just turns a small bit. That's really lazy, honestly. What a throttle went. Can you see that moving? That's not a throttle, is it? Is that the throttle, that thing? Oh, what do you know? It is. I don't know that. I never knew that you could see the person moving around in there. Look at that, the arms. It's pretty interesting, that. If not poor quality, maybe, but you know. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys really enjoyed. Go ahead and get rid of Active Sky, and you'll just see the world suddenly brighten up. There we go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed today's video. I will see you in the next one. No, not video. What I mean video. It's a stream. Anyway, I will see you in the next stream, which is 1:15 p.m. BST tomorrow afternoon. I will be taking a Fly UK -8 from London City over to Jersey, and then Jersey over to Southampton. That'll be interesting. Oh, what have I got myself in for flying the -8? I haven't flown it in absolutely ages. Honestly, I think I'm just asking for destruction here. I'm asking for problems. Hopefully we don't encounter the weird texture bug that you do end up with on the -8, where the cockpit goes black for no apparent reason. And it seems to be quite difficult to fix. It fixes itself eventually, but it's pretty random how it does it. So hopefully we don't encounter that, but it often happens. So be warned about that. And I'm not particularly familiar with the -8 either, despite flying it about a week ago. I'm not totally up to speed with it, so excuse mistakes. I mean, I know how the bleeds work now, so we won't have a repeat of when I flew it from Belfast over to Innsbruck, which I don't think is the last time I've flown it on stream. The last time I flew it on stream was a good few months ago, though. But I thought, yeah, may as well. It may as well make its return. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next stream. Bye-bye.